Diddy and other Hollywood elites have been linked to the ongoing wildfires in LA, with fans recently noticing that his house appears to have been left completely untouched by the flames. Is Diddy really involved in the cover-up surrounding the fires in LA, and what is his connection to government officials?
Sean Diddy Combs' Los Angeles mansion has been spared from the rampant flames engulfing the ritzy neighborhoods where several high-profile celebrities live. The flames have left 24 Californians dead, decimated 40,300 acres of land, and wrecked more than 12,300 structures. But the disgraced rapper's 17,000 square foot home, closely located to the chaos, has remained unscathed. The lavish house in Holmby Hills sits just outside of the Palisades fire's path, but has not been damaged by the disaster. Many celebrities who live in or near the Pacific Palisades area have been forced out of the neighborhoods. Anthony Hopkins, Paris Hilton, and John Goodman are just among the stars whose stunning mansions have been reduced to ash and rubble. As LA continues to battle these fires, Combs sits in his jail cell at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center as he awaits trial. He faces a slew of charges, including trafficking, racketeering, and conspiracy. Some have even made baseless claims that the fires may have been started to cover up Diddy's alleged sex crimes and protect any allies he may have left.
I think for the industry, times of crisis have always been good for the entertainment industry. Not that saying any crisis is good, no, but I think people want, they want to be entertained during those times, and they like escapism and just think for pure entertainment.
In the aftermath of the LA wildfires, reports and video footage have surfaced showing individuals allegedly setting fires and being involved in arson. Some of these suspects have reportedly been handed over to the police, yet the authorities have refused to press charges. Actor and director Mel Gibson has stated that the situation feels orchestrated, pointing out that first, funding for firefighters was reduced, then fire hydrants lacked water, and now even those caught on tape setting fires are being released, without charges. Many people have lost their homes and lives in this disaster. Why isn't a proper investigation being conducted?
There's a arrest that is coming. There's 2 that's already now. The world is going to crumble when they see the next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be death, destruction, and fire. High heaven. Watch for it. Ask questions. Demand answers.
And apparently the residents in Corral Canyon caught an arsonist up there. And the guy was all tooled up with fire gear and equipment and stuff like that, ready to go. And he had been lighting fire. But they corralled the guy in Corral Canyon and gave him to the police.
Yeah, apparently that
looking for these conditions.
Yeah, apparently, Mel, that individual was never charged. It's a very confusing set of facts because apparently he was reportedly trying to light things on fire, but it's not the fires, I guess, that they. I mean, it all seems very bizarre, but they have not ruled out that arson could have started the first fire. They're obviously still investigating this, and at the same time, Mel, there are numerous complaints, as you alluded to, that fire hydrants did not have water or water pressure, and the LA fire chief herself reacted. Watch this.
My stance on this is when a firefighter comes up to a hydrant, we expect there's going to be water. We don't control the water supply. Our firefighters are there to protect lives and property and to make sure that we're properly trained and equipped. That's my position on this. So if there's no water, I don't know how the water gets to the hydrants.
Mel, reaction to that?
Well, I know they were messing with the water, letting reserves go for one reason or another. They've been doing that a while. California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things. And then in the events like this, you sort of look, oh, is it on purpose? Which it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be? Do they want the state empty?
Well, Mel, there's already talk, and we played a couple of sound bites of reimagining the way rebuilding occurs, and obviously there's a great need for high-density housing. in California and across the country. That's a big push by the climate folks. And you're already hearing rumblings of that. In this case, like, goodbye single family homes, hello high density housing.
Yeah. It's pretty scary, and it'll take decades to do that too. Like even if it, if it's a good idea, which I don't know if it is. Reminds me of the old cattle barons clearing people off the land. But I don't know. I can make all kinds of horrible theories up in my head, conspiracy theories and everything else, but it just seemed a little convenient that there was no water, and that the wind conditions were right, and that there are people ready and willing and able to start fires. And are they commissioned to do so, or are they just acting on their own volition? They seem pretty well equipped for these people that they're catching.
A lot of questions. A lot of questions.
Firefighters have been warning for years that something like this could happen. And now, with the way events are unfolding, it seems that this may indeed be a case of arson. How is it possible that Allie Carter, one of Diddy's victims, predicted months ago that a wildfire would occur? When the wildfire struck Maui, Oprah's house was mysteriously left untouched, while every other home in the area was destroyed. Is it really just a coincidence that every time a wildfire happens, the mansions of Hollywood elites remain safe while the homes of everyone else are burned to the ground?
It felt like it could fall apart at any moment. It was always like, I was always waiting for the next earthquake or the next fire. I was evacuated 3 times from my house from fires. Yeah. Last one, 2 houses in front of my house burned to the ground. Right in front of my house. Yeah, the wildfires were crazy.
Yeah, it's scary, right?
Scary. When you see them coming, I came home from the Comedy Store. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and me and my wife were looking out the window at the fire coming over the hill. And we made an early call. We said, look, if we're wrong, we'll come back. The house is still here, but let's just get the out of here now. I'm like, that's too close. They weren't evacuating yet. I'm like, let's get out of here. And so we got all of our shit, and we got a hotel in Beverly Hills. And then next thing you know, it swept through our neighborhood. That's horrible. It burnt 40 houses in my neighborhood. Jesus Christ. Dude, it was crazy. It was weird, man. And when you see it, and you see the walls of flame that are from the left to the right, everywhere you can see is flames. You see houses going up. It's spooky, man. It's spooky like a horror movie. I talked to a fireman once. He was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind, and fire's going to start in the right place, and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean. There's not a thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah. We just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA, and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it. Because these fires are so big, dude. When you're talking about like thousands of acres that are burning simultaneously with like 40-mile-an-hour winds. And the wind's just blowing embers through the air, and those embers are landing on roofs, and those houses are going up, and they're landing on bushes, and those bushes are going up, and everything's dry. And once it happens in a way where it's so spread out that there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do.
You just have to evacuate.
Nothing.
Let's not forget that California refused to file a case against Diddy for decades. There were rumors about his involvement in various illegal operations, and he even spoke about these allegations openly on live TV, yet no one seemed able to take action. It wasn't until the Southern District of New York filed a lawsuit against Diddy and the feds raided his mansion in Miami that things started to move. Interestingly, the mayor of New York, who is best friends with Diddy, had just handed him the key to the city a few weeks before the lawsuit was filed. Was this just a coincidence, or was Diddy using Mayor Adams to boost his public image before the arrest?
And once they find the criminal activity in them, they could bring them in. Now, did the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Miami do it? No, they didn't. Did California do it? No, they did not. The Southern District of New York, they took it upon themselves and put on that raid and everything based on the information they found in Cassie lawsuit and the information they found in Little Rock lawsuit. But all this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Because you know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period? It was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around and give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning. They all resigning. People ain't gonna tie this together, but if you look at it, you have to say, because of Mayor Adams and his relationship with Diddy, it brought on the Southern District of New York to start investigating Diddy on civil lawsuits that was put against him. Because the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Yeah, the feds revealed that, anybody that, participated in any, criminal behavior at his freak off, they're going to pursue.
Listen here. The mayor here take like 15 spoons of sugar in his coffee. So it's all a possibility.
Do you think it's any celebrities on those tickets?
Bro, he gave celebrity parties. So what you think?
Since entering prison, Diddy has been trying to contact people to do his bidding, and the prosecution has even caught him red-handed, attempting to threaten others. For someone like Diddy, who still has connections to criminals on the outside, it makes sense that he would try to orchestrate something like this to divert attention from himself. In the past month, 2 of Diddy's most powerful allies, Jay and J-Lo, have been named in civil lawsuits, suggesting that individuals like them may be behind the entire scheme.
The prosecutor presented that the judge was going to allow him to be bonded out on the first get-go. Now, if he comes up with some more hearings, he might be released. But based on the evidence, they've been following him, bro. They've been tapping his phone, been having people watch him. You understand? He been coming back and forth from New York, and he don't usually be coming back from New York. And somebody was telling me that, listen here, he trying to get witnesses. Remember when they released that first thing of Accuses, and I said that Diddy was trying to contact people for character witnesses, people for who he had problems with before, whatever like that, and trying to talk to them in the whole 9 yards. That's when they dropped that thing with Cassie. The Homeland Security had some agency or whatever like that that deals with that, dropped that thing on Cassie to show everybody, oh, y'all want to help him? Y'all, this is what y'all want to help? This is who y'all want to, say that he ain't never did nothing. This is what you want to put your brand on? And everybody started backing up. Everybody was talking about, yo, man, Cassie was a gold digger. Cassie this, that, and the third. She loved it in the whole 9 yards. And then when they seen that, all his friends or so-called friends, went away. So him not having a bond is not surprising.
Yeah, and he offered him $50 million, and they still denied him.
He should have waited to see what they was going to offer. Because if he got $50 million to get him and offer that, then they think like, yo, that's too little of a money.
It's important to consider the kind of people Diddy has in his corner. Over the years, he's built connections and gathered compromising information on some of the most powerful figures in the world, including presidents, senators, British royalty, and even billionaires, all of whom are allegedly under his control. Gandil has confirmed these claims, and there are reports suggesting that Diddy was attempting to destroy evidence in the homes of certain celebrities that burned down. These celebrities are said to have had information that could potentially be used against him.
It's been like a week, you knowing it, you being around it. Could you ever imagine that his houses would get raided for sex trafficking?
Bro, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that because back then he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So his behavior over the years has changed. And the behavior that he shows now and that he has shown by being Brother Love, I couldn't imagine that the police would be raiding him for sex trafficking. Nah, bro. I couldn't imagine that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't him back then. He's a totally different person that he became. If you've seen him on other platforms, you know, inviting men to party with him, inviting men to go shopping with him. You understand? That wasn't Puffy. That wasn't Diddy. That was Brother Love and Love.
How you feel about all the people that's wondering why haven't any of Diddy big name friends came out to defend him?
Because either two things that I believe. Either they know some of the stuff is true, either they took part in some of the stuff that happened, or they scared that it may mess up their brand. See, nobody wants to be in contact with anybody that allegedly was sex trafficked. You see what the WWF did to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was one of those people that was called for sex trafficking. We don't hear a lot about it.
50 Cent has been closely observing everything happening behind the scenes for decades, collecting information on Diddy. This is what he meant when he said his upcoming docuseries won't focus on the media-driven narratives, but rather expose the web of lies and conspiracies that have been unfolding in the background. A statement released by his company described the series as a story with significant human impact. It's a complex narrative that spans decades, not just the headlines or clips that have been shown so far. They remain committed to giving a voice to the voiceless and providing authentic, nuanced perspectives.
Speaking of, in particular, Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle, you weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else. Like, I didn't make the allegations, I didn't tell people to say these. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable the way you would present the idea of going to this party.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from just that long.
So you didn't realize
as much stuff was coming. Like, I seen today, there's allegations of 3 men that said he drugged them. It's a long time, to be honest with you. Like, when people don't remember being violated for 20 years, it makes me feel a little odd.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Jay-Z?
That was interesting. I was saying things not knowing exactly what I was saying. I was going with, like, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like, while the Puffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. So I hope it works out, because with his family, the things that go on internally is that those accusations are crazy.
Fox News has received credible intelligence suggesting that Diddy's friends are turning against him and may be preparing to testify in the federal case. In a recent episode of the PBD podcast, Fox News host Jesse Waters revealed that he had received reports indicating that Ashton Kutcher had agreed to testify against Diddy and was planning to move to Europe afterward.
In the lawsuit that came out, and this was used for blackmail material. They bring in these people. A lot of these people were also aspiring young artists in the music industry, and then these parties were sponsored by Motown Records CEO, Universal Records CEO. This goes all the way to the top. And so you get these people in compromising situations. The drinks were laced, the videotapes were hot, and then at the end of the day, you wake up the next morning, what did I do? And then they have compromising material on. And then they can guide your career. They could kill your career, but they got you. And it wasn't just people in the music business. As you said, there were athletes, there were celebrities, there were politicians, people from the royal family. And we were also told by the former bodyguard that Diddy was an FBI informant. So he was a snitch, and he was feeding information to the feds. And we don't know what that means. We haven't been able to confirm it, but even Little Rod said it's not just like Epstein. It could be worse than Jeffrey Epstein.
Gandil has stated that Diddy has some of the most powerful people in the country under his control, and that the current situation is part of a planned conspiracy. Diddy's victims even predicted that the fires would occur. He had a habit of gathering leverage on those who could challenge him, using it as a backup plan. It seems that now this backup plan is being put into action, with Diddy doing everything in his power to protect himself. Gene Deal reported that everyone, from pastors and politicians to athletes, was under Diddy's control.
But nobody came out.
They brand. It's all about the money. They saw what he did to Cass. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cass. They know that nobody in America like that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's something about music, clothing, movies, they're not going to come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them. And they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey, buddy, we got you on the tape, and the girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. That's when they're gonna start talking, and they're not gonna be talking in his face. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, because if he had 250 tapes all over, 250 cameras all over the house, somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. It could be your favorite pastor. It could be your favorite politician. But they didn't think they was being watched. And Brother Love was watching.
Yeah, I mean, TD Jakes, he hasn't even came out and said anything. Him and Diddy was real cool.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, man. And I know the people in the congregation over there is shaking in their boots because this man then led them probably, allegedly, probably led them to damnation because those people's hearts are going to be broken if that man is seen on those tapes doing anything. Because people always put their faith in the past instead of putting their faith in God. And what they need to do is understand that he's just a man. And he has a history. It's not looking too good for him.
So you feel like celebs are worried that they might be on tape?
Oh, they know. That's why they ain't speaking up or saying nothing. Yeah, I was at the Diddy party, but I know I ain't do nothing. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form or fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bro. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you got to take your clothes off. He said that himself, bro.
This isn't the first time Diddy has been linked to a serious crime. In May 2018, Trump's National Doral golf course in Miami was forced to close after a shooting incident. Jonathan A.I., the suspect, later claimed during his interrogation that he was being controlled. He alleged that Diddy had been using him as a sex slave and that the Hollywood mafia had been forcing him to commit crimes.
Diddy and Ross, which are good buddies, okay? They're gay. Who? Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They all gay.
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No.
Hamas supporter. Okay? I had sex with Cass and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate, talking about with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard lots.
Hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
The timing of all this seems too perfect. Former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani predicted just a few weeks ago that more celebrities would be sued in connection with Diddy, stating that it was only a matter of time before other names were implicated. Now, everyone's attention has been diverted to this.
So that's that. Now, as far as Jay-Z's concerned, this can really go one of two ways. It might be an isolated one-off case that he has to defend. Or potentially it could be a Me Too type situation where other victims come forward. Obviously, we saw that with Diddy and Cassie Ventura. So the coming days and weeks are really going to be telling. And Tony Busby says there's more than 100, maybe up to 300 victims he's representing. So it's going to be interesting to see if any of them also name Jay-Z.
And Nima, if such a high-profile name like Jay-Z has come out, could more celebrity names be tied to these lawsuits? What do you think we can expect?
No question. This may just be the first celebrity domino, and Jay-Z was unmasked as celebrity A, but let's not forget there's a celebrity B in that same lawsuit that allegedly witnessed the sexual assault, the female celebrity. And there was someone who went on CNN earlier this week and said that his sexual assault was witnessed by another celebrity as well. So I think we're going to see more celebrity names identified very soon.
All right, Nima Rahmani, thank you so much for joining us. As you said, this is one that has entered the court of public opinion. It's nice to have your actual legal advice on this one.
Whether it's arson cover-ups or calculated leverage, there's no denying that the pieces of this puzzle are becoming darker and more sinister. What do you think about these revelations? Is Diddy really pulling the strings behind the scenes? Or is this all just a coincidence? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like this video.